America Meditating Radio Show, we collect wisdom, inspire each other, and empower hearts 24/7. Hi, I'm Sister Jenna. Join me and guest on Blog Talk Radio as we amplify stories that compel us to be more for ourselves and everyone else around us. Do you like to meditate? Have you tried to meditate? Have you struggled with meditation? Why don't you visit one of the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Center? Visit brahmakumaris.org.
Blaylock Dialysis Center is a convenient state-of-the-art dialysis center in the Houston area, run by Dr. Panakin Patel. Relax in a comfortable environment while receiving quality care. Serving adults 18 to geriatrics, we are here to help you. Call 713-463-6611 for more information, or visit us at our website at www.blaylockdialysiscenter.com. Blaylock Dialysis Center, where helping you get well is our priority.
The Meditation Museum in Silver Spring, Maryland offers a variety of courses and activities to make your life go a whole lot smoother. Located at 9525 Georgia Avenue, you will be able to experience the beautiful silence that's in the space. There are courses in Raj Yoga meditation, positive thinking, stress-free living, and personal development classes. For more information, call us at 301-588-0144 or visit us online at meditationmuseum.org.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. The only thing I didn't learn in school today is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Hello, everyone. This is Sister Jenna from the America Meditating Radio, and I'm excited to introduce to you Meditate the Vote. It's going to be a national campaign, and what we're asking for all of you to join us with is to raise the bar of conversation. Try to see in what way we can change our interpretation about who we are, what we are, and perhaps the direction in which we want this country to go in. Regardless of whoever becomes the next president in 2017, we are still responsible for the way that we want to move our lives. So could you join me and an alliance of friends around the country to meditate the vote? Go to americameditating.org, press on Events, Meditate the Vote, and you'll be able to get a whole bunch of information. So join us, because I, Sister Jenna, meditate the vote.
Hey everybody, it's John DuParent from Project Forgive. How are you doing? You are in the right place for the highest level of conversation to feed your soul. American Meditating with Sister Jenna. Stay with us.
Like to open my mind and give myself
Hello, everyone, and welcome to America Meditating Radio. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. That was the beautiful Lucinda Drayton from her track called Open My Eyes. And wow, don't we need our eyes to be opened now more than ever. Our pure wishes and pure feelings will continuously go out to any individual, any member of our family on this planet that's been affected by violence. Anyone that gets affected by any form of sorrow affects us, because we're all connected. We're all here together on the same planet together for a very, very important reason. And I think the more that we understand that, the more perhaps we might be able to be a little bit more mindful about the way that we treat ourselves first, so that we can understand what is happening to another. We want to thank you for your consistent support, for making us really one of the number one favorite all-time online listening radio shows where lives are being transformed from around the globe. Your stories are heard, and we hear you back. We hear you back. Well, just to give you a little bit of an update about Meditate the Vote, we are moving into our second month. We launched it on May 1st in honor of National Meditation Month. And as it went through an incredible month of events, media coverage, we looked at July, where we organized our strategic plan, our sponsorship package, and having a lot of organization and associations signed on, from a Meditate the Vote tea with Princess Basma from Saudi Arabia, to the Jewish Community Center signing on to do a Meditate the Vote conversation, to other conversations taking place in Miami and New York. And so I am extremely humbled by the incredible response to this, because the times are showing us something's about to give, and we have to become very, very strong. So Meditate the Vote is inviting you to look at the questions that we've presented to you. We need you to make choices from a comfortable place so that your results will be also comfortable. Because the choices that we make do create our peace or our peacelessness. They do move us to a place of comfort or discomfort. And if I'm peaceless, it's going to be natural for me to extend that peacelessness out to you. Our friend in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, somebody with a suicide bomb was driving by and got pulled over and detonated himself. Apparently he got a little bit scared. But the whole thing is not about a suicide bomber. It's not about policies. It's not about politics. It's not about who's paying whom to do these things. It's about the fear that is consuming our souls. And when that fear just can't stay locked in anymore, we start to think in ways to expand that fear, because we don't know what to do. We don't know who we are. We don't know what to say. Stay tuned. We're going to have an incredible, wonderful, wonderful brother on the air. Chandresh Bhardwaj is going to be joining us. And Chandresh is going to be sharing with us about how he's moving his spirituality and his story along. And perhaps we'll be able to learn one or two things from Chandresh and how we can become better people. Before I get him on the line, I will do what we do best here, and that is to at least have a few moments of reflection, meditation, time to simply put on a switch of consciousness to clear our minds, and maybe to even try to find some sort of a solace. Breathe in deeply.
A clear mind. Taking just a minute, I turn my attention inwards. I silently observe my thoughts. Each thought a ripple on the surface of a lake. I gently remind myself I am like that deep, tranquil lake. As my mind touches tranquility, I allow calmness to wash over me. Clearing the mind, returning me to my true peaceful nature, I allow peace to flow into my actions.
Welcome back. That was Clear Your Mind by Just a Minute by our lovely Sister Jen D. We are proud to welcome Chandresh Bhardwaj, who is a spiritual teacher, speaker, and founder of the Break the Norms movement and author of Break the Norms, with a foreword by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. By drawing on ancient Eastern traditions of healing, meditation, and transformation, Chandresh helps others awaken their inner selves and realize their highest potential in these modern times. Based in Los Angeles, he travels the world and holds guidance sessions throughout Europe, Asia, and the Americas. And today we're proud to welcome Chandresh to the America Meditating Radio. Hello, my sweet brother. How are you?
Good morning, sister. What a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Same here. When we usually interview our guests from California, they're still sleeping.
I know. Thankfully, I wake up, not super early, but quite early. I like the silence of early morning, so it's a good time for us.
Oh, that's wonderful. Chandresh, coming from an Indian-based background, or at least an influence from the East, you might have remembered growing up watching your grandparents or your parents maybe getting up early in the morning, doing something that we call in Hindi puja, and in English it means worshiping of a god or an image of a deity of some sort. Or maybe you saw a lot of guys coming to the house in some orange robes, and your mother or your grandmother kept feeding them and giving them money, wondering what it was all about. And they also might have shared with you the importance of giving them respect, bowing, honoring them. But maybe inside of you weren't quite sure what's all that about. Whoa, what are you doing, right? And so here you are now, a grown-up man, and you're finding that you're being called for something. You are perhaps stepping inside of yourself to find your own truth. You were initially bound to the financial world, and you even attended business school in New York. What's changed all of that, Chandresh?
So I was always fascinated with spirituality. My father is known in his community, is known as the spiritual teacher. He has been teacher and guide to so many in India. Then in the U.S., my grandpa was a very known spiritual teacher of his times as well. So I grew up being fascinated by it. But we also live in a society that's conditioned, that's obsessed with living that life with a safe job, secure life, having success in material world. So I was also conditioned with that idea of living a life with a great job, great secured life. So that's the reason I moved into finance in New York. I finished my high school in India. I went to New York. I started doing my finance degree in New York. While I was doing it, a lot of things happened, and every time something would happen that's not making me happy, I would ask myself, why I'm doing this? I'm going to this school, I'm going to this job, but I'm not feeling happy, I'm not feeling fulfilled, I'm not feeling complete, and I can clearly see this doesn't seem to be who I am. Even in college days, I would spend hours and hours in library to, reading just books on meditation, mantra, and, reading my own spiritual stuff. And even in school in India, I would keep the books of Indian gurus, philosophers, and I would read them instead of my school books. And I just needed courage and faith to make that decision that I'm not going to do something which is making me unhappy, which is not making me feel complete enough. So I took the decision finally to leave the financial world completely and continue my passion, my crusade of discovering my spirituality and helping others to do the same.
That's beautiful. Now, do you have any regrets? Is it what you had expected it to be?
No regrets at all. I only wish I had done that earlier, but there's no regret. There are a lot of times I wish I should have started this even in high school in India. I should have started this while I was that young. But I guess there's a time for everything, and there's no regret. I just got to make up for the lost times. I constantly work 24/7 so that I can reach out to more people. I can express my voice, more fearlessly. Yeah.
Yeah. Chandresh, we started a movement entitled Meditate the Vote because of just the incredible intensity of lower energy that we're witnessing at this time when we're supposed to be a civilized nation. And it wasn't to knock anyone's voice, but it was definitely to raise all of our voices so that we could become more divine beings. And so when we started Meditate the Vote movement, it was really, for May, National Meditation Month, and we'll see how it goes until November, and we were fine. But along the way, it has started to really warrant a really important level of dialoguing and a real important way of looking at who we are as a people and what really will be our choice on November 8th, even if we actually even have a day to vote, looking at the way that things are going. And I know that you've started a movement, and of course publicly I want you to definitely be on board with the Meditate the Vote movement and have us work more together so that we can make this world a better place. You started Break the Norms movement with the intention to awaken human awareness. And I'd like to know more about it, because this is where I think that we're witnessing a high number of our brothers and sisters sleeping, want to get awake, but maybe they don't know how to. Tell us a little bit about Break the Norms movement.
So Break the Norms, was born out of my own experiences, my own journey. I grew up in India. As I said, I went to finance school, even though I was so much fascinated by spirituality. So I had to break my own norms. And when I thought, what exactly should I do, for public? What exactly should I do for the seekers out there? So the only name that came to my mind was Break the Norms. And it didn't start out as a movement in the beginning. I had no clue that it will become a movement. It started out as just a blog post, website. There used to be blogpost.coms, back then. Now they don't exist as much. So I just created breakthenorms.blogspot.com kind of a blog. And it started getting, a bit popular. Then I opened the Facebook page. That one became really popular. And that gave me the courage to make it more of a platform where seekers can come, they can learn, they can share. So we made Break the Norms movement as a platform to share the message of meditation, to help people find their voice, to help people get in touch with their emotions, get rid of the conditioning, and to make it happen. We started out as a meditation gathering, and we started Break the Norms meditation gatherings in Long Island first. So Break the Norms meditation gatherings started happening in Long Island, where I started leading the meditations, and people would come. We would discuss all the principles that Break the Norms really stand for. And that became the book now, all the principles of Break the Norms, all the messages, teachings of Break the Norms. At this moment, Break the Norms meditation gatherings happen in Los Angeles every week. When I travel, I do Break the Norms meditation gatherings wherever I travel. There are some people who are doing it as a volunteer as well. So Break the Norms movement is simply a movement of meditation. It's simply a movement where you go beyond the conditioning, go beyond the mind, go beyond all the labels, and just find a way to break your own norm. My way was different. Your way will be different. We all are unique, and our norms are unique, and our solutions are going to be unique as well. So that's what Break the Norms really stand for.
Isn't that always amazing that we are, in a strange way, we're looking all for the same things, but we think that it has to be done in a different way.
Absolutely, yeah.
That always cracks me up. One day I was in a session and I asked everyone, anyone here ever been brokenhearted? Everyone lifted their hands up. Anyone here wants to be loved? Everyone lifted their hands up. Anyone here likes to have financial freedom? Everyone lifted their hands up. Anyone here wants to be poor? Nobody lifted their hands up. Then I asked everyone, what are you doing to actually get all of the good that you want in your life? 2 people lifted their hands up like they were doing something. And so there's a very huge disparity where there's one is like, I know what I want, or I think I know what I want, but the energy to actually bring who you are and what you want into action, that's less. So do you have some techniques in your book, which is entitled Break the Norms as well? Are there techniques in your book that you could offer our listeners today that we could walk away with?
Sure. The book is filled with actually techniques in every chapter. One specific technique I would refer here because that's what I use. So during my meditation, I often ask myself, who am I? And I don't ask this question to find a perfect answer because there is no perfect answer. But I ask this question to meditate on my own labels, on my own stories. When I ask myself, who am I? My mind starts to give me all the learned responses, the answers that are not mine, the answers that are borrowed from others. So my job as a seeker is to just observe and carefully watch all the replies, all the reactions from my mind. Who am I? The mind may say you are a spiritual seeker, you are a great divine being, you are unconditional love. Or if my self-esteem is low, the mind may start to give negative answers. But what you got to do is you simply got to observe and watch every response as if you watch a cloud. And don't feel the need to react to it. Don't feel the need to identify with it. And simply observe and watch every response. And there will come a moment when the responses from mind will completely stop. And that's when your consciousness, your soul starts to speak. It's a very silent voice, but it has a message. And that's what you got to do. So I would recommend everyone a daily meditation practice. And after a few minutes of deep breathing, after a few minutes of relaxation, ask yourself, who am I? And just pause and watch the response. Watch all the replies from your mind. And don't react to it. Just watch.
Yeah, I like that. So just watch. Just watch.
Be a witness.
Watch. Be a witness. Sometimes in life, whether you're on a spiritual path or not, and I know my producer likes this question, and I think it's that she's been seeking this answer for herself. Something about getting stuck. Find yourself in the same routine, same pattern of thinking. Same pattern of thinking, even though you know what you're thinking isn't good for you. How do you guide students to get unstuck?
I think it has become so common for people now to get stuck in their thoughts, especially, we live in a technology world, and people, they are into the social media wave. They have very less touch with the nature outside. They have very less touch with real humans also outside. So whatever thoughts they have, whatever conditioning they are going through, they just rotate themselves to it because they don't get in touch with the nature. They don't get in touch with their emotions as well. Everything has become, a way to escape their own emotions. So anytime I come across someone who feels they are stuck, who feels they're not able to get out of that cycle, first of all, I recommend them, you have to go out. You have to be in touch with nature. You have to relax yourself. And most importantly, you have to be in touch with your emotions, your anger, ego, greed, desires. Do not escape them. Do not fight with them. You have to understand them. They happen for a reason. And meditating is a great way to be in touch with your emotions. But you'll constantly feel stuck if you are seeing life through your mind. And mind loves to be entangled in anger, ego, greed, desires. I'm not saying you got to renounce it all and you got to, get rid of it all. But you have to really go into the roots of these emotions. Why do you have the ego, the anger, the greed, the desire? And when you, get into the self-reflection move, when you get into the self-reflection moment, you really watch your emotions and you really watch your thoughts. And that will help you to go out of that, stuck, the zone that you are stuck in. Being unstuck is simply being in touch with your emotions, being in touch with your raw and vulnerable self.
It's interesting because I've found that if I'm just in a place I'm not comfortable with, there are a few factors, like my ego is taking credit for some stuff that it was performed through me for some strange reason. You start to think it was all about you. You live from your past. You identify more in what you do rather than who you are as a person. And I've found that to be unstuck is to perform very small, humbling deeds. Just keep performing very small actions that are insignificant in a way on the level of recognition, but they're so significant to a space that you're living in, and it speaks volumes to you being egoless than always being in this attitude or in this vibration of doing things so that other people can see what you're doing and how great you are. But, it's just a little bit of a tool that I know that I've used. Chandresh, I want to thank you so much for joining us on this incredible day today, and we need your love and we need your vibrations more and more and more, because until we start to fix and get into a place within our own being that's genuine and truthful and authentic, I'm not quite sure how far compassion can vibrate in our planet. So with that said, I'm going to have to come to a close of our conversation, but I was told that you've got an upcoming event or retreat, and definitely can't start conversation without you telling us how they can get information about that.
So you can go to my website, cbmeditates.com, and I'm taking a retreat to India and Bali end of this year. So, everyone can know more about the retreat. We do have scholarships for the retreat as well. And if you qualify, you get a scholarship, and you may not even have to pay the full amount. And I do talks every week in Los Angeles. So if you live in LA, you can attend my talks. The information is again on the website, cbmeditate.com. And I have a special workshop on meditation on August 21st. That's Sunday. At 12 p.m. we have the workshop. All the information is on cbmeditates.com. And you can connect with me on social media. I constantly update my events and other talks that are happening. But these two events, the retreat and the August 21st workshop and the weekly talk in LA, I'm very sure you'll find something important for your own awareness there. And thank you so much, sister, for having me.
You're so welcome, Chandresh. It was a delight having you on the air for sure. And knowing that you have been diving into your own spiritual DNA, leave with us a vision that you hold for yourself that would definitely impact the world and make it into a better place.
Okay, my vision, I think my vision is the same as your vision. I want the world to meditate. I feel if everyone can meditate, we'll have less violence, less acts of hatred, judgment. That's what we need. It's simple. Breathe in, breathe out, and stay with your heart. Stay with your awareness. Life is too short and too unpredictable to be hateful, to be angry. So I vote for meditation. I'm on the same page as you. I don't have any other unique plan. It's very simple. Get the world to meditate.
Beautiful. Love it. Thank you so very much, Chandresh. All the very best.
Thank you, sister.
You're welcome. So, wow, how our lives keep turning and changing, huh? Whether it's in finance or, engineering or medicine or being a mother or dad. I love that. I love that we're listening to our calling on the inside. And just to keep in mind that there's always the balance that needs to be struck, that we are still a work in progress and we are venturing into unknown territory. These are things that we're not completely clear on ourselves, and so to be very mindful that we are taking care of ourselves conscientiously and in a way that still keeps us in check with real time and real life situation. Remember, no one can take away your happiness unless you give it up and then you hand it over to them, and we are really here. We're really here to cultivate the ability to love everyone the same. So let's do that. Don't forget to send us your Meditate the Vote video. Chandresh, I want your Meditate the Vote video and send that into us ASAP as you also share it on your social media. Together, I know, my brother, will all make a very profound difference in our world. We love you very much, and please be safe and keep your thoughts above and truthful. Take care, everyone. This is Sanatam Kaur, Waheguru.
Why here.